So the Secret Service was investigating the cocaine found at the White House near the Situation Room after changing the story multiple times as to where the baggie of the illicit drug was found in the White House. And now apparently case is closed. And I can speculate as to whose it is. I think I have a decent idea. And we have to go back to the age of death clock. Metalocalypse. Remember that show from Adult Swim about the heavy metal band that really, swept the Cartoon Network for years? Well, I think that I know whose cocaine it was. It was Dr. Rockso. Dr. Rockso's cocaine. I mean, come on. Look at this guy, right? That has to have been whose it was.
I do cocaine.
So, anyway, I joke, I jest, but would love to hear from you about your thoughts on all of this at 217-629-7970. Who do you think the cocaine belonged to? The White House holding a news conference yesterday with Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, and she answered a battery of questions about the illegal substance that was found and who exactly's cocaine this was. So, what's the president's reaction to cocaine being found and the investigation? Let's hear what Karine Jean-Pierre had to say about this. Again, was yesterday during a White House news conference. You had the press secretary laying out what she believes was, ultimately the outcome of this. And let's go ahead and pull that up with Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press spokesperson, fielding questions about all of this and what the president's reaction was when they concluded this investigation, let alone whenever they ultimately said they couldn't find whose it was. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre.
First, following up on the cocaine, you said that it was very important to President Biden that the Secret Service get to the bottom of who brought it into the White House. So can you just talk about his reaction when he learned that the investigation did not end with a suspect?
No, and I appreciate the question. Look, I'm just not going to opine on this, not going to get into specific on this. We believe the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. We've been briefed of the outcome. They shared the detail in a public statement, which I think is important for the American people to hear directly from the Secret Service who did the investigation. Look, one of the things that they said in the public statement is hundreds of people come through this particular area, and it's a heavily traveled working area, and so that's what they were able to find doing this thorough investigation. And so, especially during that weekend, we think about Friday, that Saturday, and that Sunday, and also that I believe that Monday, that weekend, I should just say, that it was heavily traveled.
So she essentially saying that, hey, they've concluded their investigation. Doesn't want to reveal what the White House, in particular, the president, had to say about this. More questions to Karine Jean-Pierre yesterday. In particular, is the president satisfied with the explanation that was provided by the Secret Service in this case?
Was the president satisfied with the explanation that someone was able to bring an illegal substance into the White House because there are hundreds of people who come here?
What I will say is that the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. That's what we believe. They put out a public statement. I think that's important. Anything else detailing any details or any more information, I would reach out to the Secret Service.
So, again, not much other information being provided by Karine Jean-Pierre and the ongoing question about the cocaine scandal. Again, here's Karine Jean-Pierre with a final statement that she shared with the press during a news conference yesterday about the conclusion of the cocaine investigation. And here's more of KJP.
We believe that the Secret Service did a thorough investigation. Certainly not going to opine on the investigation. Of course, we're going to have confidence that they're going to do their jobs and do everything that they can to get to the bottom of this. Of course, that is something that we have confidence. We will always have confidence in that. But As you just stated, we've been briefed on the outcome, and in their public statement, as well as the Secret Service have said, there is hundreds of visitors that travel through this area where the cocaine was found across that weekend. And so I'm going to leave it to them for any additional information, but certainly not going to opine on the process here, but we believe it was a thorough investigation.
So your thoughts, love to hear it. 217-629-7970. That's the phone number again, 217-629-7970. Apparently, that's not the only drug that was found at the White House recently. There's other reports that marijuana was found on a couple of occasions in 2022. So what's going on here? And should we have more transparency on this issue, especially considering that, a powder substance like cocaine being able to get that deep into the White House? What if that powdery substance was something else entirely, like a biological weapon of sorts? 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. Let's go ahead and take a call. Good morning. You're on WMAY. What's up? You're on the air.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Somebody say hello. Hello, yeah, thank you. One thing I never hear them talk about, but it was on the news last week, is that they found this cocaine in a locker in this little cubby, and the key has been missing. And so apparently it was somebody had access to a locker where they put it with a key, which they probably still have. It's either whoever put it in there or has the key to this locker. So you'd think they would have some kind of log of who was putting stuff in lockers. If because you come in there and you put your stuff in there, your phones or whatever you're not supposed to be using in the White House, and they never bring that up.
Well, the fact that the Secret Service in the past has covered the tracks of Hunter Biden in particular, if you think about the gun charge that they ultimately did charge Biden with, they went back to the gun store and tried to get that record. They even followed up with Hunter on several occasions.
You would think there would be a log, though.
Well, you'd think there'd be a log, but you compare that with, the Secret Service's past conduct concerning Hunter Biden with the fact that other investigative bodies like the FBI are able to track down grandmas from the West Coast who just so happened to be in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. It's fascinating that they can't come out and explicitly say who's the suspect in this. And whether or not the White House can't even say if they want to have somebody held accountable for this. They just say, the Secret Service did their job, and that's it.
Well, they also said that those 500 or however many people that came through the door, that was the day they found it. They didn't say who. They didn't go back to the Friday when the whole Hunter Biden was still in the White House, rubbing his head and rubbing his nose and pushing his hair back while he's pacing back and forth while he's watching fireworks.
Well, and that was on Independence Day.
4th of July.
The video surfaces of Biden looking a little tweaked out. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he was obviously high. He was obviously excited.
It's one way to put it. I appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you want to chime in, you can also email bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and you can put comments there as well. Good morning. You're on WMAY. Would have been. It's probably the same guy, just butt dialing. What are you going to do? All right, so the cocaine mystery apparently not solved and will forever remain a mystery. But I still contend that it was Dr. Rockso from Metalocalypse. That's my contention. What do you think?